The first thing that I realized through my process of feeling stuck on a variety of different occasions, the only person that's going to save you is you. The only person that is going to get you out of that feeling of being stuck, feeling like you're ruminating in circles and not actually making any progress forward is yourself. So that is the first step in getting over that feeling of being stuck, because it takes you out of that place of victimhood. It's just a little bit more ownership back in your pocket to say, well, I'm feeling this way, and the only way that I'm going to get over this feeling is by getting over this feeling. I also think it's really important to focus on the things that you can control. Focus on, areas of your life that you have the power to improve, whether it be your habits, your routine, your eating, sleeping, working out, drinking water, like your mindset. Like, control what you can control. A lot of the times when we feel stuck, it's because there's a variable at play that we essentially don't have control over. So that's hence where the feeling of being stuck comes from, right? So if you have no ability to control that variable, and in a lot of cases it's something that we care about a lot, shift your focus to something else. Shift your focus to areas of your life that you can improve that will benefit you once, some progress starts being made in whatever direction you're trying to go in, right? Understanding that the feeling of being stuck also has purpose. It also has value. So yes, you might be in a season right now where you feel like you're not moving forward, you're not making any progress, but maybe you're in this season for a reason. Maybe, you're being forced to slow down, forced to let go of certain things, forced to eliminate certain distractions and just sit and be and exist with your own thoughts and minds and aspirations and figure out, like, what am I doing? Where am I going? What lights me up? What gets me excited? What should I be putting my time and energy towards, and what should I maybe not, right? So understanding that there's value in everywhere that you are. And once you shift your perspective to seeing value in every stage and every season, you realize and you trust and understand that that season, although it might be not the most desirable, is still part of the plan. It's still part of the becoming. It's still necessary in order for you to get where you're going. And then kind of along the lines of that, see that season of feeling stuck not as punishment, not as stagnation, but as preparation. What can I learn? What skill sets can I develop? What am I supposed to be absorbing and experiencing during this time, and how is that going to help develop me for the next stage of my life and my journey, right? So when we start to shift our perspective and look at things, even though they feel negative at times, as something positive, you're able to pull the positive aspects out of it, even if your feeling might not be the most positive at the time. And I have found, and obviously doing this for a few years now, that me pulling the positive out of the negative experience allows my experience to eventually become positive. Maybe not in the moment, but at least in a minimum, by reflection, I can look back and say, actually, I learned this, I learned that, I needed to understand this, and I had to go through this because I wouldn't have come to this conclusion without whatever, right? So there's value and power in literally everything, even the things that we don't really like. The main human emotion that keeps us feeling stuck and just in that sick feeling is obviously fear, right? We're worried that we're going to stay in this holding pattern forever. We're worried that our goals, desires, and aspirations are not going to manifest, and that all of our hard work and effort has been fruitless, right? So the easiest way to kind of alleviate that is to literally let go of that fear. Trust the process. Trust that your desires and aspirations are in the process of unfolding, right? For this, I always like to use the plant analogy, and I'll think about it every time I water my plants. I look at that plant and say, if I were to give this plant sunlight, nutrient soil, water, right? It would defy the laws of nature and gravity for that plant to not grow in some period of time, right? Maybe not in a day or two, but over the course of time, I'll see something, right? So the same thing applies for your goals and aspirations, right? So if you're doing consistent effort and you are diligent and dedicated, and maybe not working at your aspirations every single day, 365, 24 hours a day, but you're more consistent than not, right? So more hours out of the day, more hours out of the week, you're doing something in regards to that goal, right? And if you were to do that over time, it would also defy the laws of nature if it were to not manifest into something, right? I think we also have to trust that we are just in the process of unfolding. And a lot of the times when, our goals, desires, and aspirations don't manifest in our life in one way, it's because they're destined to manifest in a way that is so much more impactful, right? And bountiful and beautiful and abundant, right? So sometimes we just have to trust that process. Trust that if it didn't happen now, that doesn't mean that it's not never. It's just still in the process of unfolding, as am I, as I'm learning my skill set and honing whatever it is that I'll need for that stage. So once again, just a few of my learnings. I hope you found them of use. Thanks for watching.